for it at 134. Tom Toggas on the mat now for Lehigh. 5 and 6 from York, Pennsylvania. Mike Flynn, one that got away from Davenport, Iowa. 7 and 4 for Edinboro.
Toggas, two-time Eastern champion, not having an outstanding year this year. He's 5 and 6. Wrestled most of the season at 67. Went down to 57 against Oklahoma State. One of four seniors who said goodbye to the crowd tonight. That's wrestling. Jim Frick. Last time he'll wrestle here at
nothing happened in here.
Brown and
If I
white.
was Fran, I'd be blowing that whistle, and that's just what he did. 2:25 to go, first period.
Very quiet crowd. Lehigh down by 15 points after the first 5 bouts. We're halfway through. So the remaining 5 wrestlers from Lehigh have to overcome that 15-point deficit.
Pretty good when they lean down on that head and they want to get your head moving one way and they're looking to pick that ankle. Pretty sneaky the way they do that.
Keep control. There's that back heel trip that we've watched before, kind of an inside. Tell you, a good set of knees to try that thing.
Yep, been a little bit of a quiet crowd tonight, Larry. At this moment, Yogi Berra would have termed this a cliff dweller.
Totally got his
injury to the shoulder.
Left shoulder. I heard that noise.
With your shoulder, your head, or what?
I heard a pop. What, he got a popped in the eye?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the shoulder or the eye. I thought he said eye.
Okay. All right.
He just said to Jack Foley, it's my shoulder.
It bumps pretty hard, too. They bumped. All right, just take your time.
Well, I want to report one thing, Shell. We got the Easterns coming up, and I say it's going to be the Navy is going to be first, and the Army's going to be second. But, you know, you only go up in first place. And in the dual meet between Army-Navy, Navy prevailed and won 20 to 15. But the big surprise came at heavyweight, where defending Eastern champion Devine ran out onto the mat, and Mr. Botcher said, "I got you," and dills him right to his back and pinned him.
What was the time on it, Larry?
16 seconds. As he said, it was a divine fall, a divine miracle. As Botcher pinned Devine, but that was probably the only excitement for Army. They won 3 bouts up until then. That's where they had the 9 points, and then they got 6 at heavyweight. But Devine and Botcher will probably
Well, they have that New York State tournament, Larry. They consider Army New York State too?
Oh, yes.
That tournament?
They're in that tournament.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sorry to report that even though I wore my Mercersburg tie, I checked with Marv, and Marv said that Mercersburg, when he looked at the score, was 63rd.
They were tied for 68th, Larry, with about 14 other schools, none of whom had scored yet. There was hope, though. They could score on the bus on the way home.
I got the tie. I brought everything, but by the time I got here, I think the Mercersburg team was on the bus or on the van back to school.
They were also wearing their ties, Larry.
Yeah.
No score, 47 seconds to go.
I'm sure what was much to the delight of Kerry Retrieve, who did his prepping at Blair, saw his team win and couldn't wait to tell his Uncle Larry that they were, he used the expression DNP, and I didn't know what it meant. Then he finally told me it was did not place. That was it.
Toggas starting to warm to the task a little bit here. He's starting to get much better position. Get that shot.
Chupak's a tough little customer.
Whoops. And Toggas nearly had that ankle, but Chupak skipped out. 9 seconds to go.
Start the clock here.
We got another injury.
Mike Flynn skipped out.
Okay. All right.
Chupak is a tough customer, Larry.
Yeah, but he's
not
coming
wrestling.
up.
Yeah, but he's not on the mat right now.
That's the last of the Irish Mafia with O'Day, Kennedy, and Flynn.
Don't see a Sheridan out there.
Okay.
No.
Shut it off.
What has Sheridan done for you lately?
I would tell you one thing. When I thought of the prep school tournament, I was out there 38 years ago. Just a mere.
He told me that before the match. It was 38 years ago.
Lehigh. Lehigh.
Time flies.
Lehigh chooses down.
No score at Tommy
Okay,
Toggas
get set.
and Mike Flynn. Second period coming up. 17-2 lead for the Edinboro Scots. Down position Toggas. Riding time none.
Go ahead. One.
Nice
First point.
Takedowns haven't come to Lehigh tonight, and I guess the only one I can recall was in the draw. But Frick got that first takedown right at the beginning against Wooleman, who, by the way, I forgot to mention, was a PSAC champion also.
Toggas here at 158. This is, of course, the weight that Solomon Fleckman wrestled most of this season. Fleckman is not going to wrestle this evening, and had he wrestled, he would have been at 167, but a knee injury will keep him out. Ligament should be ready next week. At the Easterns, Derek Brophy will come on the mat next at 167. Although I see Fleckman warming up Brophy down on the right side. But that's what will happen right now.
I want to offer my congratulations to Coach John Reese for picking up his 400th win just in the last week. We'll see John up at the Easterns, and he's only the third coach in the nation to get in that elite group with 400 wins. So
one of the great guys,
our
one of the great
congratulations
gentlemen of wrestling and athletics in the East,
John Reese.
Mike Flynn, Davenport, Iowa, junior, trails 1-0.
He didn't get
Wrestlers have been they've been waltzing around most of the time in the middle there. Not much action. The only point, escape, coming off the start of the second period for Tom Toggas.
Toggas is in deep, and he has the arm hook, but Flynn is just limp arming him and trying to flop back.
Look, Toggas tried to make a grab. If I was Franny, I'd be all set to blow that whistle. And they break just in time. I think Fran Michael has had infinite patience tonight. He has not made too many stalling calls.
Flynn placed, was a runner-up in the regional, what they call the Eastern Regional Championships, because Edinboro wasn't into any league. They had to go to the regional. So Flynn was a runner-up in the regional.
Those regionals are at Edinboro again this year.
Okay.
Edinboro, your choice. Down. Edinboro chooses down. Get set.
Third period. Now the down position will be to Mike Flynn, and he'll get a chance to escape and tie it up.
Let's go.
Which is what Toggas did to open up this period. Riding time, no factor.
Top. 1, 2, 3.
Toggas trying to turn him now. Let's see if he can pick up something. No exposure point.
One, 2.
We're going to get a stalling call on somebody.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he is trying to get out of there. Toggas is trying to turn him.
Now. Keep the shoulder down. Keep the shoulder down. Keep down. Okay. Watch your head.
Fans hungry for points, anything.
Watch it. Watch it. Not going too far.
No points. Potentially dangerous hold. And Toggas has to break it, and he'll start again. But all that accomplished, Larry, was that it added some more points to the board for riding time. Toggas can hold control for another 10 seconds. Then if we do get an escape, toggas can still win. But toggas will have to hold him down now for another 10 seconds in order to get those. Minute to go. Now toggas ends up on his back. Now comes around, still holds control, and does have riding time possibly at this moment.
Watch the back.
At least 108 if he can hang on. So even if toggas should give up an escape here, he can still win.
Watch the knee.
30 seconds.
25 seconds to go.
Toggas working very hard. 20 seconds left. Has a guaranteed point for time, so it's really 2-0 at this point. So a reversal would just tie it up, and that'll be about it. We got
a stalemate with the leg in. Let's go.
9 seconds to go now.
Get up on your own. Get up on your own. Let's go, Edinboro. You're down. Get set.
The Edinboro wrestler can't afford a stand-up. He's got to take one shot at trying to reverse toggas. He's done.
Period will just about conclude. Tom Toggas will win by a score of 2-0. His 6th victory of the year to even his record at 6-6. Lehigh gets their first win of the evening, and the score becomes Edinboro 17 and Lehigh 5. We'll be back in a moment with more wrestling, Lehigh and Edinboro.